BMW drivers. BMW drivers have a reputation that follows them everywhere. They're usually obsessed with performance and handling, which is why models like the 3 Series and M3 are so popular. But of course, the internet stereotype says BMW owners never use their blinkers, cut people off in traffic, and drive way over the speed limit. While that's exaggerated, it comes from the fact that BMWs are engineered to feel sporty, so their owners often push them harder than the average driver. On the flip side, many BMW fans are true enthusiasts who appreciate German engineering and keep their cars meticulously maintained. Muscle car drivers. When you think of muscle car culture, you picture loud V8 engines, burnouts, and straight-line speed. Muscle car drivers often own cars like the Dodge Charger, Ford Mustang, or Chevy Camaro. They love the raw power of American-built engines and the thrill of drag racing. But the stereotype? They'll tell you their car is the fastest around, but usually only in a straight line. Corners? Not so much. Still, muscle car culture is about pride, noise, and tradition. These drivers keep the spirit of the 60s and 70s Detroit alive, even today. JDM drivers. The JDM crowd lives and breathes cars like the Nissan Skyline, Toyota Supra, Honda Civic, and Subaru WRX. They're all about tuning, drifting, and building their cars into something unique. JDM culture is deeply influenced by Initial D and the Fast and Furious movies, and you'll often see cars plastered with decals, upgraded turbos, and custom exhausts. The stereotype here is that JDM drivers spend more time wrenching on their car than driving it, and the car is never finished. But that's the beauty of it. It's a constant project. Truck owners. Truck owners have a very distinct vibe. They love power, size, and utility. Whether it's a Ford F-150, Ram 2500, or a lifted Silverado, these drivers enjoy hauling, towing, and off-roading. But they'll also happily daily drive a lifted truck through a crowded city. The stereotype? They take up 2 parking spaces, rev their engines at stoplights, and proudly say, "My truck could tow your car." But behind the jokes, truck culture is about toughness, practicality, and the freedom to go places regular cars can't. Classic car owners. Classic car culture is rooted in nostalgia. Owners of vintage Mustangs, Camaros, old Volkswagens, or classic Japanese cars take pride in restoring and maintaining pieces of history. They're often seen at car meets, polishing chrome, or explaining why carburetors are superior to modern fuel injection. The stereotype is that they spend every weekend in the garage and get annoyed when someone calls their car old instead of classic. But really, they're keeping automotive history alive for the next generation. Stance drivers. Stance culture is all about looks. Cars are slammed to the ground, with extreme camber on the wheels and body kits that scrape over speed bumps. It's form over function. These cars aren't built for racing, but they turn heads at every car show. Stereotype-wise, stance drivers get clowned for cars that can't make it over driveways or speed bumps. But within their scene, it's all about creativity, self-expression, and making a car into rolling art. Off-road. Off-road drivers see pavement as optional. They're the ones with Jeeps, Land Cruisers, lifted Toyotas, or Land Rovers covered in mud. They invest in heavy-duty suspensions, big tires, winches, and light bars because their playground isn't the highway, it's the trail. The stereotype here is that they spend more on suspension and off-road gear than the actual car is worth. But off-road culture is about adventure, testing limits, and exploring places most people will never reach in a regular car. Daily drivers. Finally, the people who don't really care about car culture at all. These are folks who just want a reliable, fuel-efficient car to get to work and back. Think Honda Civics, Toyota Corollas, or Nissan Altimas. Stock, unmodified, and practical. Stereotype-wise, daily drivers might forget oil changes or ignore warning lights for months. They'll never understand why anyone spends thousands on mods. But at the end of the day, they represent most drivers on the road, just trying to get from A to B without any drama.